College baseball comes to you from downtown Cleveland, Ohio. For the first time this year, the Royals will complete a series, and they hope to take 2 out of 3 from the Indians. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Yesterday, the Royals got outstanding pitching, a timely hit for a 1-0 victory, and in typical Royals fashion, there were some big defensive plays mixed in.
How important are the gloves? When you win a close game like that, you've got to have that defense. Now, we've seen plenty of it in the past here in Royals history the last few years, but this is really difficult play right there. To be able to roll that ball off your glove, but how about this one? Save the tying run from crossing the plate. That was timely by John Jay. Excellent route. He's able to make the catch and upset the opponent. That's all you need, a little bit of help from your friends. But, man, they weren't done. Right there, Butera just said, you know what? We cannot let you guys have any life at all. Let's win this game.
Here's the timely hit. When we come back, Hud will tell you everything you need to know about this swing. Lucas Duda, Hud, your thoughts?
He's been clutch. I'm telling you what, his bat is going right to that ball, the right opportunity. In game one, we saw what he did. Instant 3 runs. Yesterday, all they needed was 1, and it was a high fastball. Short, quick, compact to the ball. In result, he ripped a few rows out in the seats and got the win.
He'll be back in there as the Royals DH today against the Indians. It could be colder today. The Royals go for their first series win. It would be on the road against the Central Division favored Cleveland Indians. The lineups in the first pitch are coming up next. But we have heard this is going to be the coldest first pitch in Progressive Field history. And this stadium goes back to 1994. It was 33 degrees yesterday. It'll be 32 at first pitch today. Here's the Royals lineup today. Whit Merrifield will be at first base. Lucas Duda still the designated hitter. Ned Yost just wants to get him through this cold weather with that tight hamstring. Jorge Soler will bat fifth. Ryan Goins is back in there again at second base. And Cam Gallagher will be behind the plate, and he will bat ninth. Now this would be an easy guy, Hud, to overlook with the Indians' great starting rotation. But Mike Clevenger won 12 games last year, and he threw 5 1/3 shutout against the Angels on Monday.
Yeah, no, he's very difficult to hit. One of the reasons is his fastball. It's the pitch that all pitchers use to set up their secondary pitches. But he uses it about 55% of the time, but it moves. It has unbelievable movement. Now, we'll see how it is today. And for the Royals' sake, you hope he's not in command. Fastball, slider, changeup, curve. And he's going to be tough. He's a good pitcher, solid guy. Brantley, Zimmer, Naquin. Naquin just got called up. Chisenhall has a strained calf. Ramirez, third base. Lindor, Kipnis, Yonder Alonso, and Yan Gomes. Man, I tell you what, they got really solid players everywhere you look. Yan Gomes, he's as good as the young man Perez they started yesterday. They're tough. It's a good team.
Strike to John Jay. He has 2 out of 7 with a walk and a run scored in this series.
The only way it could be worse is if it was light snow, sleet. It would be much more difficult. But you can see Jay, and he's blinking his eyes because there is a slight breeze, and it just dries the eyes out. Tough to hit. But you know, it can be done. We noticed in yesterday's game, Royals hit one out of the park and they won 1-0. So look, it could be another low-scoring affair.
One of the first things You might notice about Clevenger is something that is becoming more and more common with that abbreviated windup. He's basically pitching out of the stretch. That little movement right there is a difference between his windup and his stretch. And as Hud and I have discussed last year and this year, and that's just the way pitchers are going right now. Simpler mechanics. It's a little more leverage by moving that front foot back.
Yeah, you know, it's timing. Nice. Now that's the advantage that John Jay has. Patience and selecting. Now let's check out. Okay, there's that little step back, but see, that's going to get his hips in position to load up with a nice little leg kick and come forward. You can see he didn't really finish. Yeah, that's an interesting sign there. He was recoiling. He walked the batter. They want you out front over the front side so you can finish and execute down low in the zone. So I said, you hope, the Royals hope that these not on command, they'll take it. Lead off walk.
Down in the bottom of the strike zone. 0-1 on Witt. He, like John Jay, is 2 for 7 in the series. And he starts at first base today. So he's been at second base 5 times. He was in right field yesterday. And now at first. He played 5 positions for the Royals last year. Even today, with guys who move all around the field, when you played, Hud, you basically had backup infielders and you had backup outfielders. Now guys move all over the field, but it's very rare for that flexible type player to also play first base.
It is. It's not a position that a manager is coming to the ballpark saying, hey, my guy Whitley's playing first today. It has to work out.
Good swing, hard hit into the wind and caught by Naquin. 1 away.
Good swing by Whitley, just got underneath it. If he could stayed on top there, it might have been first and third.
Mike Moustakas is hitless in the series. He did drive in a run in game 1 on Friday.
You know, we're talking with Ned about his experiences of watching pitchers in the first inning, whether you're young or old, trying to get established and get your rhythm and get some timing. He used the analogy of Dale Earnhardt. He said, you know, Dale Earnhardt, one of the greatest race car drivers in the world. Said it took him about 5-6 laps to get his rhythm, to get his feel for the track, to get his feel for what was going on that day. And very similar it is to a starting pitcher, no matter if you're young or old. So the first inning is when offenses like to jump on that pitcher before he settles in.
1-1 on Moustakas. Clevenger is on quite a roll, and this goes back to last August. He is 6-0 in his last 6 starts with a tiny ERA and striking out over 10 per 9 innings. Alonso backhands out at second base. Clevenger covers, and it's a 3-6-1 double play. So the Indians righty works around the leadoff walk. Just 3 runs in the first 2 games. Changes in the lineup. Jan Gomes is back in there. He got the day off yesterday. HUD mentioned Tyler Naquin was just called up with Lonnie Chisenhall going on the disabled list, so he will start in right field. And now Jason Hamill. And the story for Hamill in his first start, similar to the story last year. Pretty good first 2 times through the order, and then having trouble 3rd time through the order.
Fastball is going to use it 56% of the time. He's going to set up his slider and curve. His slider's a good out pitch for him. Keeps it down low. Rarely makes a mistake with it. Cold days like today, you just challenge the hitter as best you can. Trying to stay out of the middle. That was in the middle, and Lindor took a nice rip. He's been struggling to start the season. You know, you can tell by the mist that these guys are coming out of their regular breath. Sometimes you barely see it. When you see it prevalent like that, just with easy breathing, I'll tell you how cold it is. No doubt. It winds just like it was yesterday. Slight breeze. Very difficult.
And then when your heart rate gets up and breathing heavy like Lindor is, I mean, it's like he's sending a cloud into the sky every time he breathes.
Exactly. Obviously, it's not ideal for baseball. So when you come into the ballpark as a position player, and you know you're going to have to, you get to play. That's what the first thing is. You don't say, I have to play today. I get to play. Then the sun's out and it's warm. And I'm not going to let the cold affect me. Because in a negative sport like this, where so much failure is involved, you know, how hard it is to make contact with a round ball with a round bat, you can't let the negatives get to you.
Look at that. In the first 7 games, the average first pitch temperature has been below 40. Alex Gordon is back out in center field, fighting the sun, and it just doesn't seem right that when it's 32 degrees that the sun would be a factor, but it is.
No doubt about it. Our forward around the horn, Royals defense, John Jay in left, Alex Gordon a center fielder. How about that? Jorge Soler getting the call in right field from left to right. We got Moose at third, Escobar, Goins, Merrifield, and Gallagher. And Merrifield getting that start at first base, you love that. You know, coming to the ballpark now, the last few days, is exciting for Merrifield. His first four or five games, he was everyday second baseman, but now he's coming to the ballpark with excitement, wondering, I wonder where I'm going to play. Although I believe Ned, and a lot of skippers will do this, they'll think about tomorrow's lineup that evening after the game, and they'll give you a little heads up. Hey, look, you're playing first. I don't know if that happened, but usually managers will let you know.
Looks like he's got maybe one of those hand warmers inside of his glove. Kipnis fouls it back, 1 ball, 1 strike. I was asking Ned about Merrifield, and I brought up the same thing that you and I were talking about last half inning, that you know, it's rare for a player that so-called plays all over the field, athletic enough to play up the middle or even in center field, to also play first base. You saw one when you were broadcasting for the Angels, Darren Erstad, who's the head coach at Nebraska. And Ned said, well, there's nothing rare about that. He knows how to field ground balls. He's got good footwork around the bag. And I said, well, I guess ideally you want somebody over there who's 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". Called third strike on Kipnis, and there's 2 down in the first inning. And in typical Ned Yost fashion, he said, well, if we're going to talk ideally, actually, I'd like to have someone over at first base that's going to hit 75 home runs and drive in 200 runs.
Yeah, not going to find that guy. Yeah, there it is. There's the slider, beautifully located. It froze Kipnis because it looked like it was going to be up in the zone until he could pick up the rotation. And Kipnis has got to go. That was a nice pitch.
Breaking ball is inside to Jose Ramirez. Ramirez is just 2 out of 30 to begin the season. So that figures out to 0.67. One and one.
You know, you brought up Darren Erstad. Erstad won a Gold Glove in center and won a Gold Glove at first. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that he's the only player that's ever done that in the history of baseball. So he got a chance to play there every day. Now for Witt, it's a lot different. Whitley's there for today, may not be there tomorrow. It just depends. But really, what you tell yourself, it's a game of catch. I'm going to go out there and, first of all, find you a glove that fits you. Whether it's an outfielder's glove, first baseman's glove, whatever. You want a big glove so it's floppy, but something that works and you can catch. You're confident catching the ball. That's the big thing. Got to have something you're comfortable with. Third baseman, shortstop, second baseman, they all have different size gloves. Some guys will use the same glove at all three spots, but typically a third base glove is bigger, has a bigger pocket, because for the hotter smashes.
Ramirez is on with 2 down, and then up the middle, a smaller glove because
you got to transfer,
right, which a third baseman and a first baseman doesn't have to worry about.
Right, not all that often. Now, so you want something you can handle, get the ball out cleanly and quickly.
Michael Brantley with the runner at first and 2 down. Made his debut on Friday afternoon, and he's 1 for 8. His first hit was the difference in the game on Friday. He had a bloop 2-run single against Danny Duffy in a 3-run first inning. And he rolls it through the right side. Ramirez will make the turn, and he'll go to third.
If you're a left-handed hitter, you have a lot of advantages, especially if there's more right-handers. The ball's coming in, it's a little bit easier to hit. But if you got a runner at first baseman's leaving that hole. He's on the bag. It leaves a big hole there. Brantley knows that, and he's able to hit it.
So at 2 outs, the Indians get a walk and a single, and now Edwin Encarnacion. Sliders in for a strike. He's the subject of our Kubota power stats. Encarnacion has 9 career hits against Hamill, 5 home runs. That's the most home runs for any hitter against Jason Hamill.
Translates into confidence. That's one of the first things I do as a broadcaster up here from my playing days down on the field is to see what the hitter is against that day's pitcher, because that tells a lot. It tells a lot about, hey, look, I own this guy, so coming to the ballpark, you're feeling good. If you don't and he owns you, you're like going, oh, this guy owns me. So it's such a mental warfare in this game. It's unbelievable. It's mental. Now, you know, Hamill knows the damage that Encarnacion's done off of him. Still, you still got to face him and try to execute and do the best you can.
Encarnacion was a very good 2-strike hitter yesterday. He had 2 hits when he was down in the count. This time, Hamill gets him. Hamill strikes out 2 in the bottom of the first inning, and the Indians strand 2. Lucas Duda, who provided the only run yesterday, he'll lead off the top of the second. network for streaming baseball, because your stadium should be where you make it. I don't know if you'd make your stadium 32 degrees if you could build it the way you wanted to, but that was the first pitch temperature today. Lucas Duda takes a fastball for a strike. This was a great find for the Cleveland Indians. Mike Clevenger, and we mentioned in his first start, he pitched so well against the Angels. That'll drop into right field. Lucas Duda is on to begin the second inning. Clevenger, and it was pouring a little salt in the wound when he pitched so well against the Angels. He is from their organization and was traded to the Indians in 2014 for Vinny Pastano, who spent part of his childhood in Kansas City. The interesting part about that story, though, is he was an A-ball pitcher. Clevenger was rehabbing from Tommy John surgery. Jorge Soler is off the hook. That is his first hit in his last 35 at-bats going back to last year. So he has his first hit of this season, and the Royals have 2 on and nobody out.
Beautiful. Get it done first pitch. Heater inside, that's a good sign. Kept his hands inside, shot that hole. That helps. Get that hit as soon as you can, but look, it's late. It's a lot later than he wanted it, but that's a good way to get it opposite field. See if Ned bunts him. Stay out of that double play.
Goins fouls the bunt attempt.
That's why he would do it, because I don't want to roll up on another one like they did last inning. Goins is the right man for that spot. And it's cold out. Can't guarantee consistent offense with it as cold as it is, but it's a little bit easier to bunt, although it's no guarantee. Usually fastball is coming if the pitcher and catcher know you're trying to bunt. Harder pitch.
Back down to second base, and Lucas is back in time. Goins started at second base yesterday and was 1 for 3 with a single.
Any clean base hit, if he does take away the bunt, be careful with Duda, who's still nursing that tight hammy.
Pitch did not appear to be a strike, and it wasn't. It was way outside. 1-2.
He was falling out towards the first base side, trying to maybe run before he got it down. He got to get that bunt down. He can't possibly. It's tough with 2 strikes here, so look for another heater outside and hit it in the hole at shortstop. As Lindor is trying to hold Duda on.
Two and two. The crowd wanted it because Clevenger essentially hit the target, but Gomes was set up outside. And all things considered, it's not a bad sized crowd here today.
Again, I was impressed with the loyalty here.
Still 2-2. All the success that the Indians have had over the last 5 years, having gone to the playoffs 3 different times, Game 7 of the World Series a couple of years ago. The Indians were 22nd in attendance last year. And Goins works a full count. So John Jay opened the game falling behind 1-2. He worked a walk. And now with 2 on and nobody out, Ryan Goins was down 1-2. And he works a full count with Alcides Escobar on deck. Grounded right to Kipnis. And Royals wanted to avoid the double play by dropping down a bunt. And it ends up being 4-6-3, and now 2 down with Dude at third.
Did all he could, just couldn't quite guide it up the middle. That's why he wanted to try to get the bunt down first opportunities he had. Now, Escobar could plate that run, a clean single, or even an ugly single. It had to be clean. How about a chopper? Doink or anything.
Popped up to the right side. Alonso goes into foul territory, so a promising start. The Royals have 2 on, nobody out. Clevenger pitches a scoreless second.
Good chance, another low-scoring game, which means defense so important. Joe Goldberg down by the Royals dugout, and a little strange now on a regular basis to not see Alex Gordon in left field. Instead, he's in center. It was the left fielder, John Jay, making perhaps a game-saving catch yesterday that would have tied the game. Guys, talking to Alex today, again, I don't remember ever asking him for his opinion on a teammate that's playing left field. But now he has the perspective of being the center fielder. He said he's very impressed with John Jay, very impressed, of course, with that catch yesterday. Even though the two were drafted 1 year apart and they've been veteran, they're now veteran big leaguers. He said he didn't see a lot of Jay over the years, except for interleague play because he was in the National League. But he said he really likes what he sees so far and very impressed as that one up into the sun for Jorge Soler. But an interesting comparison, guys, that he said what really struck him about John Jay was the routine every day. We know that Alex Gordon is very routine oriented, very detailed. Every moment has a purpose. They don't have the same routine, but he said he's very impressed with the fact that this is a veteran that comes to the park every day prepared, knowing exactly what he needs to do to get ready for a game.
And you have to be that way if you're going to be a 5-time Gold Glove winner, 1-time Platinum winner. You know, his focus to detail is beautiful. Now, not everybody's just like that. It's, you know, it's just impossible. But for Alex Gordon to be a center fielder today, I mean, no one would have thought that. Wasn't he supposed to be the next George Brett, Gold Glove third baseman?
Yep, third base, left-hand hitter. Even George said before Alex played his first big league game, just watching Alex, said, hey, he's got way more physical talent at the beginning of his career than I did. 1-1 on Jan Gomes. Right up the middle where Goins is standing, 2 down. And now Tyler Naquin. 2 days ago, Naquin was sent down when Michael Brantley came off the disabled list. And now in our University of Kansas Health System injury report update, Lonnie Chisenhall came out of the game early yesterday with a right calf injury. So they put him on the disabled list, and Naquin was called right back up again.
Yeah, you know, Naquin was one of the last cuts, and it's difficult to make this team when it's a championship caliber team. The Royals had teams like this in the past when they were had all their positions taken. But he went down to Columbus knowing that he had a chance to be back here right away, and he sure enough. Zimmer, they kept Zimmer and Chisenhall over him. Kind of came into his own last year. Really showed Terry Francona some nice skills, some power, some ability to play center field, good speed.
Naquin was the Indians' first-round pick in 2012 out of Texas A&M. We saw his first major league home run. That was against the Royals 2 years ago. Hit it off of Edinson Volquez. He ended up hitting 3 home runs in that series. Played quite a bit for the Indians in the playoffs. 2016. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Half swing over to Moustakas, who will throw on the run and just in time to end the inning. So Hamill has a 1-2-3 bottom of the second. No score. He had a 6-hit game and a walk-off to beat the Dodgers, no less. That'll make him a hero in the Bay Area. He only had 2 hits in his first 6 games for the brand new team, but made up for that and then some.
That guy's got the water jug out there. He just took the water jug right off of the machine. Wow, you know, some guys don't get 6 at-bats in a game all year long, let alone 6 hits. That's some kind of tree you're in that day. You're in a groove, or your biorhythms are all lined up. if you're getting hits like that.
2-0 on Alex. Both McCutcheon and Evan Longoria have been off to slow starts, and interesting for those two guys, they go from one team where they are the complete center of attention to another team where they're just another guy.
You'd think there'd be less pressure, but that's not always the case, especially when you get off to a bad start.
Yeah, less pressure not being the center of attention, but maybe more pressure because you want to prove to your new team that you are worth the trade.
Exactly.
3-1 on Alex.
Alex sees this shift almost every team he plays on, every time he comes up, and he's doing a good job of trying to get some hits to the opposite field. Hasn't had much luck. He hit a play that Ramirez picked yesterday that was an incredible play by him, by Ramirez. And he's lined out to left field a few times, so he's got the right approach. Just so far, no luck early.
Changeup. That's Clevenger's first strikeout. 1 down.
Royals fans, it's not too late to become a 2018 season ticket member. Choose from several packages tailored to fit your busy schedule. All season ticket members will receive an exclusive Salvador Perez bobblehead along with tons of other benefits. Visit Royals.com/STM for more details.
Cam Gallagher with 1 out. Cam is 0 for 3. He started on Tuesday in Detroit with Jacob Junis on the mound. Ramirez has to throw flat-footed, but still got enough on it. And Gallagher is out number 2. And now John Jay with 2 down and nobody on. If the Royals hit a triple in today's game, the Kansas City Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the Kansas City Urban Youth Academy. Breaking ball for strike 1. Clevenger got ahead of John Jay to start the game 1-2, but John ended up with a walk. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's interesting talking to Jay about how his approach at the plate started when he first started playing baseball when he was a kid. He said, my objective was to get on base. And see, somebody had to teach him that, but he said that he developed that naturally. For me, when I got in the batter's box, I was telling myself it's time to hit. I'm going to hit. And that's a difference maker because he's a selective hitter. I never was. I was there to hit, and then I never expect to progress to this level. But when I got up here, they exposed me because I swung at everything. It took me a long time to figure out that I'm getting myself out. Look at him. That's great. 2 times in a row now. Plate discipline is a beautiful thing to have. If you're a guy who has any kind of speed that can utilize that as you get on the bases, it's perfect. John Jay's masterful so far this year. My philosophy was if I wanted to walk, I'd be a mailman. I should have carried the mail. I couldn't walk for it. I was like Esky. I'm hacking.
Merrifield into center field. So with 2 down, the Royals get a walk and a single. Last inning, the Royals had 2 on and nobody out, and Clevenger got out of it.
Okay, there it was. He was ready for that ball down the middle. That's what hitters want to wait for. You know, you're not looking for a borderline pitch if you're a hitter, especially early in the count. You're looking for that one exactly, but how short to the ball was he? Look at the head position. That is really nice. When that head stays down on the ball, you ask any golfer on a tee, is he going to have success with that swing with his head there? Absolutely. Most of the time he will.
Moustakas hits it off the end of the bat, and here comes Jay around third base. The throw is on the money from Zimmer.
Wow. What a perfect throw that was. And John Jay, he got a jump on contact. Wow.
Missouri schools, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. Inside the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, a short walk from Progressive Field. Bradley Zimmer just made a perfect throw from shallow center field to Yan Gomes to cut down John Jay at the plate. And now he leads off the bottom of the third.
Okay, Moose hit the ball right on the screws. Okay, it was hit hard. Watch Jay. Jay takes off on contact. Now look, it's a perfect two-hopper. He wound up and threw a dart. I mean, that's a perfect throw. You can't get any better than that. With a lot on it, got him by plenty. So Jersley did the right thing. You got to send him with 2 outs and expect that the throws got to be perfect to get him, and it was.
And you said in between innings that that throw gets Terrence Gore at home plate.
Exactly. It's just the way, that's right where he put the ball with a lot on it. He got him by 3-4 feet. Maybe Terrence Gore is ahead of that by maybe a foot or 2, but still, anybody's going to be out on that. That was just a great throw. And you don't see that very often from center fielders, because usually you're too far back.
Hamill strikes out his third. And now the second time through for the Indians, and Francisco Lindor, who didn't get his first extra base hit of the season until the 6th inning yesterday. He had 33 home runs last year, so a record for a switch hitting shortstop, 3 more than Jimmy Rollins and Jose Valentin, who we saw with the Chicago White Sox. Lindor flied to center field in the first inning. And with those numbers, that leads us into our sprint trivia question for today. Name the 4 switch hitters with the most home runs in a single season since 2010. Well, let's begin with Francisco Lindor. All right, so there's one.
How about Carlos Santana?
How about Carlos Santana? Correct. halfway there. Speaking of, I heard Bon Jovi was staying in our hotel. Is that right?
I don't know. You have connections.
Somebody
I don't.
told me. I have connections?
Must be. I don't. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
From my connections. I don't. Well, they do have a music festival here, or film festival. Did you hear the firework display they put on last night?
I did.
I never thought it would stop.
I think it's an induction for the next group going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I think.
There it is.
Yeah.
They had a week-long film festival during this time. Bon Jovi's not a movie star, he's a rock star, right? So that wouldn't work.
He's a rock star, Hud. You're right. There it is. We had members of our crew who went there during the off day on Thursday. Dave Holtzman went, Kevin Cedergren, Casey Carter. Long live rock and roll. Sam Abramson, also part of that group. And that guy. Ooh, a little bit low. 3-2 on Lindor. Have you been?
I have.
Yeah.
Last year. But it's been there for several years. I just last year. Great place to visit.
Broken bat and right to Goins. 2 outs in the 3rd inning.
Tell you what, though, last year's visit when we were in Minnesota, the Prince compound, that was an experience. That was pretty cool.
Paisley Park.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Kipnis took a called 3rd strike against Hamill in the 1st inning. Kendrys Morales on that list? Incorrect.
Good guess.
Deep center field. And Alex in front of the wall makes the play. Jason Hamill has begun with 3 scoreless innings on just 1 hit. Carlos Beltran. out and yelling at Michael Brantley in left field. He's out in the bleachers hoping for a home run ball today. That will not be easy with the wind blowing in from left. And 32 degrees at first pitch, believed to be the coldest first pitch in this ballpark's history. And that's before the wind chill. This is the second time that Lucas Duda has led off an inning. Man, tough day if that's going to be called a strike. Duda singled to right in the second inning. Oh, and 2. The Reverend Edward George Barrett is the home plate umpire and the crew chief. 1 ball and 2 strikes. An ordained minister, former boxer, along with Lance Barksdale, Roberto Ortiz, and Will Little.
Ouch.
Well, it might be similar to yesterday on this cold day. It might be a home run like Lucas Duda hit yesterday that decides the game, and that would be something against Clevenger. Going back to last year, he has not allowed a home run in 41 2/3 innings. It's the second longest streak in the major leagues, and the only longer streak is for a reliever, Brandon Morrow. And those guys are going 1 inning at a time. Off speed and down and away, and Clevenger strikes out at second. In today's baseball, that is an impressive streak to go that long without allowing a home run.
Indeed, I was just going to say, I mean, that's incredible, and to land the home runs, and for him to do that. I mean, but he executes his pitches when he has to. Talk about it, when he's ahead in the count, he'll finish you off. The league last year only hit 152. When he's behind in the count, that's typical. You know, he's going to give up more hits. But there's a nice little cookie at 79 in the middle. Breaking ball.
And he's a strike machine here in the 4th inning. It's 0-2 on Soler, who singled to right field for his first hit in the 2nd inning. He had been 0 for 34 going back to last year. That was the longest streak among major league hitters. And now he's 1 for his last 1.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe Clevenger said to himself, of course he's loose now, he's finding his groove. He's been close the last few innings. The Royals have almost scored on him the last 2 innings, 3 innings.
Down around the end of the bat, and it's going to drop. So now you mix in some good luck for Soler, and he's on with 1 out.
I got to bear down here. Look, he'll take that all day long. Even the speedy Zimmer in center field couldn't catch that, because a big, strong hitter like Soler, first reaction off the end of the bat, the center fielder can't tell that it hit off the end of the bat. He's going to go back. So Doinker's going to work.
And now Ryan Goins. The Royals had 2 on and nobody out in the 2nd inning, and Goins tried to put down a bunt. He had 2 runners into scoring position, and after fouling away a couple of bunts, he grounded into a double play, and Clevenger already has 2 double plays turned behind him today. One and one. Now you say, Hud, Clevenger's getting warmed up and getting into a groove. I don't know if you heard Trevor Bauer's comments from yesterday, talking about the home run he gave up to Lucas Duda. He claimed and took a shot at Commissioner Rob Manfred, saying that the new rules didn't allow him to warm up the way he normally would like, and he blamed that on making a bad pitch to Lucas Duda, which resulted in a home run. That, you know, the newer rules now about you got to hurry back out there, get on the mound, and you only have so much time to warm up.
I would, if I'm going to make excuses, I'm going to find another excuse and not use the commissioner's name. You know, as well disciplined as he is in his workout routines and things, you might think he would discipline his mouth.
Even if he believes that, you're right. That just doesn't sound good.
No.
I mean,
It's poor.
You're making
poor choice.
you're making an excuse, and you're also taking something away from the guy who hit the home run.
Exactly. Dude got up on top of his pitch with topspin. He topspin lined it out of here. That's hard to do in a cold day.
Well, some guys have a knack of saying the right thing at the right time, and some guys have a knack of saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. And that just did not come across as being very professional. Heck of a dig by Alonso, and almost applied the tag on Soler. This was the first pitch of the inning when Duda hit the home run in the top of the 7th against Trevor Bauer. It was only the 3rd hit that Bauer would allow in 8 innings, and he also struck out 8. Now Soler runs, Goins swings and misses. Soler tried to get around the tag with a swim move, but he's tagged out. So a strikeout, throw out, double play. And Mike Clevenger, in his first 4 innings, has 3 double plays.
Nice try by Soler.
Yesterday, how about the Indians today?
Yeah, you know, it's amazing. As cold as it is, you know, the leather's really hard. It's not easy to get that glove out of there, get that ball out of the glove. But man, these guys are playing midsummer defense, both sides. Yeah, that's a nice try by Soler. He knew the throw beat him, but he tried to take his arm away and get the backside there. Hey, look, we're seeing some good baseball. These performers are amazing. These players are so skilled at what they do.
One and one on Jose Ramirez.
Okay, StatCast will show you that little takeaway on the steal there. It was a nice try, a little hit and run or run and hit. And Ned trying to get something going with his offense.
something you don't normally see on a cold day. Starting guys trying to steal bases because it's going to take a while to get those muscles going on a cold day. But the other side of that is it's also a tough day to throw. So the runners may not be at their best, but you don't expect the throwing to be at its best either.
Exactly. You would think that command might be off, but
2-2 on Ramirez. He walked in the first inning. That's Hamill's only walk. Alex jogs into right center field to make the play, and it's a good start for Jason Hamill. He's given up just 2 base runners in his first 3 1/3.
Hey students, join us at the K every Wednesday home game for only $10 with your student ID. Plus, enjoy a happy hour special at the Boulevard Grill concession stand as you listen to live local music on the outfield experience stage before the game. Visit Royals.com/student night for the full list of bands and for tickets.
Should be easy for Goins. And there are 2 down. You might even get a chance to meet Rex Hudler in person, who was an avid follower of student night concerts.
I do love it. I love the bands that they get out there. Now, there is an occasion or two when the weather's nice, I'll venture out there, but most of the time on Wednesdays, I'll stay in my booth, but I have a nice little shot of the band. I get my binoculars out, I listen to the music, so it's like I'm there physically, but there are some times I'll wander out there. And I hate to break it to you, but I'm not that special, so don't worry about meeting me. I'll meet you, it might be a little bit more exciting.
That's not true.
Why?
If you and I went out to student night together,
we love the
I'll
fans.
bet 9 out of 10 people would go running up to you instead of running up to me.
I don't think so. It's beautiful to see him out there, though, especially the young kids. Look at this. Hamill, continue. Go ahead, man.
That's 10 in a row, going back to his strikeout against Encarnacion back in the first inning. Our Paint at the Park event on Thursday, April 26th. Enjoy 1 free drink while following an art demonstration from Pino's Palette in our Hall of Fame pavilion. Create a one-of-a-kind piece to show your Royals pride before watching the Royals take on the White Sox. Royals.com/paint to purchase this special themed ticket. Lower third coming up. Escobar, Gordon, and Gallagher against Mike Clevenger. Clevenger has started with 4 scoreless innings, but the Royals have had base runners all over the place. But Clevenger has had 3 double plays already.
You know, I haven't asked a Royals hitter yet, but I will, on the motion, the arms and legs from Clevenger. He hides the ball extremely well. Okay, little step back, and then he high leg kick. Watch that little knee. See, that comes all the way up to his chin, and he hides that ball. They can't see it until it's right there. It's a fast, fluid motion. I'm wondering how hard it is to pick up that ball from him. Not taking anything away from his pitches. He's got very nice pitches. Fastball averaging 92. It moves. It runs in and runs away. When he cuts it, the slider change and curve.
Pesky didn't get a full swing, and Clevenger underhands to first for the out.
Now watch him here now. Okay, this is his extreme first base side of the rubber. Okay, that adds an angle deception there. Now look at the knee all the way up to his chin. Okay, he still hasn't shown the ball yet. You can't see it. The arm elbow comes, and let's see if he followed through a little bit better. Now he still had a little recoil there, but he's getting the job done. His pitch counts very manageable because of the 3 double plays he's turned or had turned behind him. He's working it.
Clevenger fell behind Alex Gordon 3-0 in the 3rd inning and came back to get a strikeout, and a good swing for Alex. He'll go the other way. And another base runner for the Royals.
Alex would be hitting 250 or 270 had he had any luck at all going that way, but I like his approach.
That's the Royals' 8th base runner in 4 1/3 innings, just highlighting the importance of the double plays today.
There he goes, middle, up and away. Not trying to pull it, just kept his hands inside the ball nicely.
Breaking ball is low to Gallagher. He grounded out to 3rd in the 3rd inning. You're talking about Clevenger and his mechanics, which he's had to simplify. He's also had to work on calming himself down on the mound. Gallagher grounds it to 3rd. Ramirez to 2nd in time. No double play. The Indians will check. Brad Mills, the bench coach, runs to the phone to check with their replay coordinator, and we'll give you another look.
Good thing he didn't hit that all that hard. It had 2 big hops to it. Ramirez charged it to try to cut down the time, but I think Cam beat it. Throw on the run like that, as accurate as Ramirez's throw was, that's hard to do. I'll tell you how skilled that guy is.
At the knees, and a strike on John Jay, who was walked twice. Both times after being down in the count. Well hit to center field. Zimmer gets turned around, and it's over his head, and Zimmer slams into the wall. Gallagher scores. John Jay has a 2-out RBI triple, and the Royals lead 1-0.
Hey, well, on contact, the ball sounded loud. It was squared up. That's right, and he had some lift. Beautiful swing, all barrel here. Now Zimmer got turned around, but he turned the proper way and just ran out of room. Tough landing too. He's able to stay in there and get up on his own power, but well placed by Jay. Hits the base of 400, and so did Zimmer. And Cam Gallagher is able to score. And Zimmer, he took a shot out there, and I think Francona is going to check on him. But there you go. How about that cha-ching shot?
There you go. So with John Jay's triple, the Kansas City Honda dealers will donate $1,000 to Kansas City Urban Youth Academy.
I mean, with the wind blowing in, that ball was barreled. John Jay with a nice RBI triple. And $1,000 to the Urban Academy. Way to go. Watch this now. Good focus. Just got to know where the wall is. Didn't know how close he was exactly. This guy's tall and long. He could have hurt his knee, his ankle. He could have got
neck.
Exactly. You don't want to say concussion, but that happens even with the padded walls and as cold as it is, because he hit his head too.
Yeah, that was. And even if you have one step, HUD, as an outfielder to brace yourself for a collision, I mean, that helps so much. But when a player goes into the wall off balance in a very vulnerable position, that's usually when they get injured.
You're right. Jacoby Ellsbury, remember that catch he made on the wall against the Royals last year?
Yankee Stadium.
He hadn't been right since.
Concussion. Yep.
Messed him up. So look, good try, good effort. You're right. He was caught in a vulnerable position, but he's going to stay in. Tito's happy about that. He's already got Chisenhall with a bad calf. Doesn't need his other outfielder going down.
There's crashing into the wall and there's falling into the wall. I guess both times you're crashing into the wall, but sometimes you can go in harder than he did. But if you brace yourself and kind of coil to prepare for the collision, but there was no opportunity for that for Zimmer.
He'll wake up tomorrow morning and he'll feel that.
All right, let's see if Witt can drive in John Jay from third with 2 down. Slider for a strike. Witt has flied to right and singled to center. The Royals have had 9 base runners in fewer than 5 innings against Clevenger, but because of the double plays, so far they have just 1 run. Not just the double plays, but Royals have also had a runner thrown out at the plate.
Whitley would love to be 2-hit Witt today, right here. Pick up that extra ribby that's sitting down there 90 feet away. Give Hamill a little cushion.
Lays off the curve, 2-1.
Yeah, and if he doesn't want to throw him a strike, spin on it, let Moose try to pick him up. He's on deck.
Out of play. These fans down there frozen in their seats, so not able to get up and try and catch that foul ball.
A little stiff.
Two and two. Balls, 2 strikes. Talk about all the double plays. We don't want to overlook Cam Gallagher's hustle up the first base line, coming very close to grounding into another inning-ending double play, but just beat the throw to first base, setting up the John Jay triple. Still 3 and 2.
Topper, look at him. He's just focusing on first base.
He's out there. Innings over. John Jay never comes to the plate.
Exactly. Good job. Little things.
Another foul ball.
Clevenger not throwing Whitley anything straight. He's putting some spin on that ball. Slider curve.
Another foul ball. Witt's getting a long look at everything Clevenger has to offer today.
Anything close, I like it. He's trying to pick up that ribby. And he can top one and get an infield hit. Same result. Score the run.
Oh, got him. Really changed speeds there. That's not what Witt was expecting. The Royals get a 2-out run on John Jay's triple off the wall in center field. Good for Jason Hamill. He's only given up 2 base runners in 4 innings.
Impressed with his rhythm, with his location, especially the fastball and the slider. Those are 2 of his premium pitches. He's been putting it where he wants it so far.
Yonder Alonso leads off. Curveball is in for a strike.
Pitch breakdown will show you. And if you can't read, there it is in color for you. The blue is majority fastballs, curveball, slider. Some more sliders.
If you can read, however,
yeah,
you can learn a lot from that.
Yeah, and if you're colorblind, then I don't know what to tell you. You better just read, do the best you can to pick up the numbers. I don't know. I don't mean to laugh. They laugh at me.
2-1 on Alonso. He flied out to right in the second inning. Hamill has set down 10 in a row. Going back to his biggest out of the day, a strikeout against Encarnacion with 2 on, 2 out in the first. Outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. And Hamill had some success with Cleveland last year. He and Jason Vargas were the only big league pitchers to beat the Indians 3 times last year. The 102 win Cleveland Indians. Wide open on the left side, and Alonso takes advantage in a hitter's count, so he didn't try and muscle up and pull it. And That's the first leadoff man on for Cleveland today. Parents, sign your kids up for Sluggers Blue Crew. It's a great deal. For just $30, the kids will get a Blue Crew jersey, a flat bill cap, a drawstring bag, 2 compression sleeves, 2 home game ticket vouchers, and much more. Just $30. And you can sign up right now at Royals.com/Blue Crew. Let's see if Yan Gomes tears a page out of Yonder Alonso's book and tries to go the other way. If he hits anything to the right side, outside of a ground ball right up the first base line, he's got a base hit. And he grounds it up the middle. Goins runs to the bag, and that's all he'll get. Ryan's a little frustrated. I don't know if they could have gotten more than that.
Well, just before the pitch was thrown, Escobar and Goins were talking. They were communicating. And whenever you overshift like that, you're taking a chance on a double play ball that it won't work out. So when the ball was hit, I'm just getting ready to talk about it. When the ball was hit, watch Goins. He hesitates for a minute. He thought he was going to go to the base because that's his natural reaction is to go to the base. Thought Escobar might take that, but it was an in-betweener. So by the time he got to the bag, he couldn't get the speed. He kept us on the ground ball. So you're taking a chance. Now they're in more typical double play range up the middle.
Tyler Naquin takes a fastball right down the middle. Even if Goins had gone directly to the bag, that would have been an awkward play because he would have been moving in one direction and the ball would have been coming from behind him.
And I'm not so sure Escobar would have gotten it. As hard as the field is, when the ball has topspin on it, it's going to pick up speed. He stayed with that. Just to get it out was good. That backhand play, he could have missed that, and there would be nobody out. Advantage Indians.
Gallagher pulls it out of the dirt. 1-1 on Naquin. He grounded out to Moustakas in the second inning. Two and one. Base hit left field. Here's a Missouri Lottery replay. What a bad pitch. I was down and away.
Yeah, it was a really good swing. Waited. That's the difference. Waited just a click longer. Is able to put the same swing on than they would as a pull swing.
So 2 on 1 out, and now Bradley Zimmer, and you wonder how he feels right now in the box. It is cold. Hamill struck him out with a fastball in the third inning, and he went crashing into the center field wall just a half inning ago. Trying to pitch him inside, and looking at some of the advanced numbers from last year, that's how teams got Bradley Zimmer out. He's big. He's 6'4" with long arms. So teams tried to tie him up with fastballs inside, and when they were able to get him to swing at those pitches, pitchers had a great deal of success.
And he'll be tough to double up because he runs so well. But you know, I get back to the question of how does he feel. Well, it'll be interesting to see the effects of that collision with the wall. But 4 singles and 24 at bats. He's not feeling that great. 25 now, excuse me. Struck out first time up. 4 for 25. Only way they double him is if they hit a hard grounder to either Moose or Goins.
2-2.
Zimmer has 13 strikeouts, most on the team. So maybe he'll take the strikeout.
Thought about it. 3-2.
Didn't quite put it where he wanted. Cam, nice job. Good job of keeping the runners from advancing. See if Hamill can execute a pitch here.
Lindor is on deck. Called third strike over the outside. And Hamill gets a huge strikeout. That is his 4th and his 2nd against Zimmer.
Oh, lovely job. Look at him teasing him here. 87. Now coming in at 91. Little pitch sequence will show you. 91 again. Try to stay out of the middle. That was his pitch right there. He missed it. You're going to get one good shot every time up. And if you miss it, hang with him. You got to go. Good frame job by Cam Gallagher. You see him pose right there. He's holding that thing right there. A nice presentation to home plate umpire Ted Barrett. That helps.
Lindor grounds it up the middle. Escobar is there with the overshift, and Jason Hamill has 5 scoreless innings.
Nicely done. Worked his way out of it. Smooth sailing.
Very good series, and now Jason Hamill has 5 scoreless. It'll be Mike Moustakas leading off our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is Bertha Meek from Osborne, Missouri. And if the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Bertha wins $700. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Bertha wins $25 grand from Sonic and the Royals.
Pulling for you, Bertha. Moose hadn't hit a homer yet this year. He's due.
Osborne You know this, HUD, but I'm just passing this on along for everyone
Okay,
else. But
okay.
Osborne is just a little bit west of Cameron.
Of course,
on Highway 36.
Of course, I knew who that was.
Population 423. 1-2 on Moustakas. He grounded into a double play in the first inning, and then single to center with 2 on and 2 out in the third. And Bradley Zimmer threw out John Jay at the plate for the final out of the inning. And then John Jay in the fifth hit a 2-out triple, driving in Cam Gallagher, and that's our only run.
You mentioned that Clevenger hasn't given up a home run. He's got a little streak going. Well, Moose, he's battling. He's looking for something up. Short porch and right. Well, he took a shot to left there, but the ball flies out at right field here. Haven't seen any action over the fence, except for Duda. Timely.
Wide open over there. Swinging bunt, if you will.
Good for Moose. Second hit on the day for him. He'll take that all day. That ball had spin on it. Squibbers, no chance for Ramirez. This ball's hit off the end. That ball is spinning, spinning, spinning. And Moose, he smells that hit all the way.
I don't know if Terry Francona wants his starting pitcher diving for a ball like that. I mean, even if he dives and catches it, there's no play.
He doesn't, but the competitor in the athlete comes out.
Outside on Lucas Duda. He is singled and struck out. We were talking last half inning about Clevenger, and you mentioned the competitor comes out on from a player like that. He's always had the arm. Being able to control himself has been a question for him. High energy guy, high octane guy, if you will. But the Indians have tried to get him to tone it down. Terry Francona had a great line a couple of years ago. He said, and he was referring to Clevenger warming up before a game. 3-0 on Duda. Clevenger gets so fired up out in the bullpen that there wasn't a whole lot left for the game, and he said, we don't need 96 miles an hour in the bullpen. We need 96 miles an hour throughout the season. And Clevenger was able to harness that last year and won 12 games. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Well, I've heard him talk about the breathing aspect and how that's helped him. Breathing, help him control himself and help him calm his heart rate down. And a technique that a lot of players would like to learn how to use, and I don't think that's going to make it. But breathing is interesting, Ryan. It would have been great for me, and like I said, a lot of players, but I have a good friend of mine who is teammates on 2 teams. His name's Bob Tewksbury, and he's a mental coach now for the San Francisco Giants. He just wrote a book called 90% Mental, and it's interesting to read my friend's book. And I played behind him, and he was an excellent pitcher. He didn't throw hard, but he knew how to throw strikes. But he mastered the control of breathing, and it's interesting how he talks about breathing sharpens our focus. It helps us reduce our blood pressure, improve sleep, maintain health, job performance, and also can cause stress to go away. All that.
And it keeps you alive.
That's right, it does. He says simple technique. You know, it's the first chapter in his book. It says breathe. You know, you just
Chapter 1, breathe.
Yeah, learning how to breathe is huge. To control yourself as an athlete.
Well, what's the first thing you would say to one of your kids if they're excited or throwing a tantrum? You know, all right, take a big deep breath. And there's always been the connection between breathing slow and big and calming down.
Yeah, it's stressful situations.
Out at first base. A snap throw and a laser beam from Jan Gomes, and he picks off Moustakas at first.
Jan Gomes is one of the best catch and throw catchers in the business, and Moose, he's stuck when he landed. He couldn't get his arm there. That's what happened. Let's take a look. Perfect throw, though. That ball's right up there on the back. Look at yonder. He's going. He's taking that ball right on the inner part of the first base bag and slapping it down and got him. Defense is making a difference. No question.
Soler hits it high in the air to right center field, and the sun is a handful out there, and Naquin never saw it. Soler ends up at second base with a double. So Jorge Soler has had good fortune today. He had been hitless all season, and now he's 3 for 3 with a couple of blip hits mixed in.
Go for it. Now you could see, now so did Zimmer. Zimmer started over quickly when he noticed that Naquin couldn't see the ball. He beelined it over there to try to help him, but it was too late. Soler sees it, hustling all the way. That's good. I even thought about third there, but that's okay. With 2 outs, you're in scoring position, hoping that Goins can find a hole here and score you.
Chopped out to second. Kipnis throws out Goins, so Goins is 0 for 3. And now at the end of 5 1/2, it's still 1-0 Royals. Lead. Pizza Ranch shows us his impressive pitching line so far, giving up just 3 hits in his first 5 innings with 4 strikeouts. And now he's in the middle, or at least at the beginning stage of his 3rd time through the batting order, and that was a problem last year for him. And the Tigers also got to him third time through on Monday. Jason, first and second time through the order against the Tigers, gave up 1 run on 3 hits. And then third time through, the Tigers had 4 runs on 4 hits. And now today, first 2 times through the order, no runs, 3 hits. It'll be Kipnis, Ramirez, and Brantley. Kipnis is 0 for 2 today, and now 1 for his last 25.
They're trying. They won't make the excuse it's cold, but I'll make it for them. They won't be hitting like this all year, I guarantee you. This is a talented hitting ball club. You need games like Solaire's having. That's clutch. Those little doinker, you lose the ball in the sun, base hits, those will bring you out.
Kipnis strikes out, and that is number 5 for Hamill.
Hamill's strikeout pitch, good location and good depth to it. Tell you, I'm impressed with Cam Gallagher handling him nicely with no problem. Now, a little bit of stirring going on. Not anybody exactly up.
Ramirez takes a swing and a miss. He is walked and flied out to center field. You could make a case when you look at Hamill last season, and this might have something to do with third time through the order, that he had some bad luck. Breaking ball is low. Some of the advanced numbers in evaluating a pitcher these days beyond wins, losses, ERA, is batting average with ball in play. And Hamill last year had an unusually high number for him. Now, there's always 2 ways to look at batting average, ball in play. One of it is luck, and the other one could be, well, if a guy's getting hit hard, then chances are much better that a ball put in play is going to turn into a base hit. He also had very few double plays last year. 2 balls and 2 strikes against Ramirez.
Yep. Anything you do on the field now can be dissected.
That might stay in play. And Cam was there. He bobbled, and then Moustakas almost came over and made the catch.
Ball comes back. It's got backspin on it. Always goes back. The catchers know that, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 touches, couldn't find the handle.
Foul off the right field line.
Like I said, the leather's hard on cold days, and it just doesn't stick like you normally would like for it to. I can't tell you that it's the middle of the summer, that ball sticks in his palm.
It's a good thing nobody got hurt on that play. John Jay is there in left field to make the catch. 2 down.
Quality time, family time that is, at the K. It's never been easier with Family Sundays. Presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Enjoy pregame activities for the whole family, including face painters, games in the outfield experience, and pregame player autographs with signature Sundays. After the game, kids under 14 can test their speed rounding the bases on the field with the Kansas City Zoo Fun Run. Get your tickets at Royals.com/Sunday. Enjoy a family Sunday, fun day Sunday.
Is that the official name for
I'm not
Sundays?
exactly sure how that works.
That all rhyme, but
but I think that people get the gist that family Sundays are welcomed at the
yeah,
K.
that's the message we're trying to get across.
That's right.
I think there was an extra fun day or a Sunday in there. Did you get a Sunday, fun day, Sunday?
I'm trying to learn breathing techniques so I can slow it down.
We'll have one at Kauffman Stadium a week from today. And right now, Shohei Ohtani is expected to pitch for the Angels.
Oh.
1-2 on Michael Brantley.
The sensation from Japan.
Hamels at 81 pitches. And 1 strike away from giving the Royals 6 scoreless innings. Matching what Ian Kennedy did yesterday. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Be nice if the starter pitchers would start competing against each other and get that baton passing deal going. You know, one good start after the next. Next guy doesn't want to be showed up, so he comes out and says, "All right, it's my turn. I'm going to shut them down." Hamels really looking good, as well as Kennedy yesterday.
Three and 2. If Brantley gets on, Edwin Encarnacion will come up. And we showed you early in the game how well Encarnacion has done against Hamel in the past. So Brantley should get something to hit here on 3 and 2. And it was a slider. Another foul ball from Brantley. The Indians had 2 on in the first inning. And then Hamel went on to retire 10 in a row. And then Cleveland had 2 base runners in the 5th. Hamel got out of that. And now working on and hoping for another 1-2-3 inning. And Brantley will reach with 2 down. That is just the 2nd walk given up by Hamel today.
Almost hit him. That ball missed by a long shot.
So Encarnacion, and Hamel struck him out with a slider in the first inning, and then Encarnacion grounded out to third in the 4th. But he has 5 home runs in his career against Hamel. 9 hits, 5 home runs. And now they begin to work in the Royals bullpen. Lifted to right, and now it's Soler fighting the sun, and he finds it. Just last half inning, a fly ball just like that off the bat of Soler was lost by Naquin, but Soler is there to make the play, and Hamel has 6 scoreless. usually when the manager goes over to have a chat with the starter late in the game and in between innings, that's the sign that he's coming out, and Tim Hill is warming up in the Royals bullpen, so we'll see. Tomorrow we'll be home to begin a 7-game homestand against Seattle and then the Angels, and Jacob Junis against Felix Hernandez right out of the gate, and then Eric Skoglund will make his season debut. He'll start Tuesday against James Paxton. Danny Duffy is going to face some guy named TBA Wednesday afternoon.
TBA.
Every team has a TBA.
Yeah, and it depends on the particular day. He can be good, or maybe not so good.
Alcides Escobar grounds it foul against Mike Clevenger. Clevenger's coming up on 90 pitches, and the Indians are busy in their bullpen. All Clevenger has allowed today was a 2-out triple to John Jay in the 5th inning that drove in Cam Gallagher. Well, all he's given up as far as runs go has been that RBI triple, but the Royals have had runners all over the place against Clevenger in the first 6 innings. But Clevenger has had 3 double plays. He's had a runner thrown out at the plate, and he's had a runner picked off at first base. Naquin got a little better angle on that fly ball to right field, and Escobar is 0 for 3.
He's been walking a fine line, but you know, he'll be the first. Clevenger will be the first to tell you his defense has been good, man. You guys are picking me up out there.
Royals had 11 base runners in the first 6 innings. One of those has been Alex Gordon. He is 1 for 2 with a single to left field. And he's down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
You know, they work Alex in. They play him on that shift for a reason. And he does his best to hit an accident or a mistake over there to left field, but they got him again there. Fans, watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At-Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for more details.
Cam Gallagher takes a strike. So there's Hill. And the Indians do have some left-hand batters coming up in the 7th inning. Alonso and Naquin and Zimmer. So John Jay has an RBI triple. The Indians have gotten some big outs on defense, but not to be overlooked is the ground ball potential double play that Gallagher beat on the throw to first base that would have ended the inning, but he just beat it. The Indians thought about challenging, and then right after that John Jay hit the triple to score the run.
Yeah,
3-2.
Big part of it. And you know, you don't have to have any talent whatsoever to hustle. But up here we know they have some talent, but run hard always.
Grounded to deep short. Lindor didn't field it cleanly, and then
that's a hit.
He lost something.
Like a tongue depressor.
A little bit of debris came flying away from Lindor.
Yeah, but that's a knock all the way. Tough field here on the backhand, and we talked about how hard the dirt can be. And if they give him an error on that, I question that.
It is a tough error.
I really question that.
Being the official score is a tough job. Nobody pats you on the back and says, hey, that was a good call, but he gets a lot of criticism when everybody disagrees with him. But I will say the official score today is sitting in a nice warm booth up here in the press box. While Francisco Lindor, who knows, as far as we know, the official score has seen every home game that Lindor has played, but these are little different conditions today.
I'll say. I'm not going to bag the guy.
So for now, it's an error. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the scorer changed his mind. I brought this up before. You know, a lot of times the official score will make their decision after watching the replay, which is in slow motion. The play always looks easier in slow motion.
Well, I don't think give a retired baseball player a job like that. I didn't have to be a big leaguer, but somebody who played the game and who understands how hard it can be. You know, I mean, I know there's not a lot of guys that are available for that position, and I'm not bagging guys who never played before, but that's a very difficult play on a cold day in the backhand. He ran 4 steps to his backhand side on a ball hit hard. Can't assume he's going to make that play.
It is stretch time in Cleveland, and the Royals lead 1-0. Going further, so you can. It was 32 degrees at first pitch, the coldest first pitch in the history of this stadium. And now the wind has picked up.
It's even had an effect on Jim Tomey there. Hey, 5th inning, let's check some keys of the game. Look at that frame job. That's beautiful. That was a key strikeout for Hamill there. Cam Gallagher doing a heck of a job. Now Escobar, we know he's got range and skills to make this play. That saved a run. Nice job. Hamill looked good today.
And now Tim Hill, the rookie, is a Chevy call to the bullpen. He'll be making his 4th big league appearance with some left-hand batters coming up. And the Royals bullpen, after getting off to a horrible start in the first 2 games of the Chicago series, they really picked it up since, beginning in Detroit. Arcia drive to success after giving up 12 runs in their first 8 innings. The Royals bullpen has allowed just 1 run in the last 4 games. That's over 10 1/3 without allowing a home run and just a couple of walks. And now Tim Hill, after 6 excellent innings from Jason Hamill, he'll get left-hand hitting Yonder Alonso, then a right-hand batter Jan Gomes, and then at least the scheduled hitters after that, lefties Tyler Naquin and Bradley Zimmer.
Penn is settling in nicely. This young man Hill, he's funky. He's firm. He's a sidewinder, maybe a little bit lower. And you see Alonso there. Hard fastball slider.
And not only has he pitched well, he's really shown good composure for a guy who'd never been in the big leagues before. And there he is, 92. That hard angle for a left-hand batter.
Low 90s and firm. And because it's firm, you know, I don't see a lot of sink to his pitches, like a right-handed Pete Moylan. Remember him last year? Moylan had a little bit of action because Moylan didn't throw as hard, but he's firm.
And a good find for the Royals. Royals got him in the 32nd round in 2014 out of Bacone College in Oklahoma. So some excellent scouting there. And then a year later, Tim missed the entire season for treatment for colon cancer. He was feeling fatigued and a lack of strength, so he went to a doctor, and his hemoglobins were very low, and so they figured out he was bleeding internally somewhere. Wow. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And they discovered a tumor the size of his fist. He lost his father, Tim did, when he was 17 years old to colon cancer. They both had the same very rare form, colon cancer. Unfortunately for his father, Jerry, when it was discovered, it was stage 4. For Tim, it was much earlier, and so he had to undergo 8 months of chemotherapy, which wiped out his entire 2015 season. So we say about a young guy, he's happy to be here, and we mean the major leagues, but for Tim Hill, he is happy to be here.
So after you've done that and you battled that dreaded disease, I mean, you think facing a big league hitter is going to phase him? I think you know, you said it right. Congratulations to the Royals for finding a guy like this. He's tough. Like he's going to be able to handle the failure that comes with the job, but because of what he's been through personally. But he
broke Alonso's bat.
Yeah, he told me that story in spring training. I was amazed. Just sitting down talking to him in spring training, where it's a relaxed atmosphere. He's a happy-go-lucky young man. And I said, well, what were the symptoms? How did you know that something was wrong? He says he never could catch his breath. He says his breath, he just kept breathing heavy after exercising and working, and then there was something going on. He said, sure enough, there was. Good for him.
Hill got a glove on it, and that's just how he throws. You know, sometimes a sidearm guy will go over the top when they throw to the bases. And you know, Hud, for every guy like Peter Moylan who throws funky like this, you know, there's usually a story behind it. You know, maybe they got hurt, or in fact maybe that got part of his leg, but he appears to be all right. Or maybe they just weren't getting the job done sidearm, so they thought, well, I better go to something if I want to continue to throw. Tim Hill doesn't have that story. He's just always thrown that way.
And he looks convicted in his windup. I mean, it looks like, here it comes. He flings it in there.
Jan Gomes is 0 for 2.
And you know, he's well liked by his teammates because he's humble. He's gullible. You can work him. He smiles. He's happy. That's conducive to being easy to like. It makes it easy to like him when you have an attitude like that. Rather than being young and defensive, and some guys are a little bit nervous about being there, so they're going to put up their guard and they're going to act all tough and Like, I've been here 10 years. You don't find as many friends that way. Have the ability to laugh at yourself. He does. It's really good. Uh-oh, there's Davis. Watch out. That guy scares me.
Two and two on Gomes. Little pop up. Two down. Told me a funny story about throwing. And speaking of his late father, his dad had been told, hey, he can't throw like that. He's going to get hurt. You know, nobody's going to let him pitch if he throws funky like that. So his dad set up a clothesline in the backyard and said, look, when you throw, I want you to get your hand up above the clothesline. You got to learn to throw above the clothesline. He said, I couldn't do it. He tried and he was all over the place. And so finally his dad said, all right, fine, you go right ahead. And that funky arm angle has gotten him to the big leagues.
He's a big leaguer.
So Rajai Davis batting for Tyler Naquin. Naquin was 1 for 2.
Okay, check it out. He balances, he loads, turns his hips, drops and fires. He whips it. Loads the hips, that's where the pitcher gets the power.
1-1. We say this so often that when you got a pitcher that drops down, he's going to be tough on the same side hitter. So righty against righty, lefty against lefty. But sometimes they're vulnerable to the opposite side. But I could see where he'd be tough on righties too. I mean, he's coming down so low and from so far over to the first base side of the mound that even though the right-hand hitter technically would get a long look at it.
And that was his changeup. In order to get righties out, and you're a lefty reliever, it's nice to have. You don't need the changeup, but it sure is nice to have one. I wasn't given that pitch there. That was a good spot on the outside part of the plate. Don't throw him a cookie, just keep it in. There you go. Or away, that's good. Cam has a perfect spot right down there. His target is down and in. But he missed with a good one there.
Still 3-2. If Davis gets on, Hill will get another left-hand batter with Bradley Zimmer on deck.
He beat Yan Gomes, popped him up. He beat him on the fastball, and that swing there.
Line right to Goins. So some good pitching mixed in with some good luck. And Tim Hill has a scoreless bottom of the 7th. 6 scoreless innings on just 3 hits and 5 strikeouts. And then the Indians have 3 double plays today, but not here. Cam Gallagher with 1 out just beat out what could have been an inning-ending double play to extend the inning to John Jay, who tripled off the center field wall that scored Gallagher from first. And that's it. That's the only run of the game. And now Mike Clevenger will pitch into the 8th inning. Terry Francona got 8 innings from his starter Trevor Bauer yesterday. Tyler Olson, a lefty, is ready to go in the bullpen. So it is possible that Clevenger will only pitch to Merrifield, and then the lefty would come on for Mike Moustakas. Rajai Davis, who batted for Naquin, stays in the game in right. It is 1-1 on Witt. He is 1 for 3 with a 3rd inning single.
Guess you know what kind of hitter you are when the defense plays you straight up.
One and 2.
Having his way with breaking balls on him. Look at him, straight as a string.
Still 1 and 2. Clevenger on Monday went 5 1/3 scoreless, and now he's only given up 1 run in 7 innings today. Kipnis is into shallow right field. So 1 down in the 8th inning. And here comes Terry Francona out of the third base dugout. 110 pitches for Mike Clevenger. That is a career high, and it's a lot for the first couple of weeks of the regular season. So a job well done for him. And now the Royals are into the Indians bullpen. Tyler Olson is a Chevy call to the bullpen. That Mike Clevenger can hope for is a no decision, but he has reason to smile, giving up 1 run in 7 1/3 innings, and he got a lot of help from his defense today. So Tyler Olson, he pitched the 9th inning yesterday. He faced 3 and retired 3. He came on to face Mike Moustakas to begin the 9th inning. Today he comes on with 1 out in the 8th to face Mike Moustakas.
Yep. And what they saw, the Royals saw from Olson, was an 88 to 93 mile an hour fastball. He cuts the fastball, runs it a little bit. It's got some pretty good movement, a big bender, just like that. Big breaker, change up to righties.
Olson got Moustakas to ground out to first yesterday. And that makes Moustakas 0 for 3 against his pitcher. He is 2 out of 3 today with a couple of singles. A little bit inside, 2-1. Moustakas, then Duda. And if the Royals are still batting, we'll probably see McAllister come on for Soler. 2-2.
Well, that breaking ball that starts at Moose, that's going to be the one that's going to be good to hit. The one that starts in the middle of the plate is the one to lay off of it. By the time it breaks, it's off the plate. There it was. Started right at it. Moose had a better swing there. He took one previous and kind of buckled him a little bit, but now he figured it out, just missed it. Good location. That ball was down. If it's up, Moose fouls it off or hits it. It's a perfect spot. Look at that. Right at the bottom of the strike zone. And taking something off at 74.
Olson spent a little bit of time in the Royals organization. Pitched 5 games there in 2016. Lucas Duda takes a strike. He is from the Pacific Northwest. He is from Spokane and was first drafted by Seattle out of Gonzaga. So that was probably a dream come true for him. And he got to the big leagues in 2015. 1-1 on Lucas Duda. There's a knee buckler. 1-2. This is like the Indians version of Tim Hill.
Yeah, a little different style, but extremely effective. Hey, dropped down right there. You brought up Tim Hill. He says, you know what, I can throw sidearm too.
Tim Hill just pitched a scoreless bottom of the 7th inning. And there is nobody warming up in the Royals bullpen. So the question being, as Ned Yost sorts out the 7th and 8th innings leading up to Kelvin Herrera, who's going to pitch the 8th today? It might be Tim Hill. Duda strikes out, so Olson comes out of the pen and gets the 2 lefties. Cleveland will have Zimmer, Lindor, and Kipnis coming up in the bottom of the 8th. Subject of our sprint trivia question. He was one of 4 switch hitters with the most home runs in a single season since 2010. HUD identified his former teammate Carlos Santana. And then how about Mark Teixeira and Justin Smoke? We'll find out. Tim Hill throws one right down the middle for a ball.
Ding, 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 ding.
Now 2 balls and no strikes. Zimmer, I'm sure, isn't thrilled to be facing a lefty like this, but he was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against Jason Hamill. (3-0).
Ned's showing some trust in the rookie, and you know, you don't want to put this guy on. He can run.
Zimmer's on with a walk. Well, in today's baseball, the question would come up, you know, why do you stay with Tim Hill? But you got a guy out there who just had a 3-up, 3-down inning. He's throwing strikes. The 8th inning is not set in stone. You have left-hand batters coming up. Why not run him back out there? And now with Lindor coming up, Ned Yost is going to go with some experience and bring on Justin Grimm. 1-0 Royals, bottom of the 8th. Indians have a runner at first base with nobody out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Today's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals. They may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Ryan Lefevre, Rex Hudler with Joel Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery, director Steve Kurtenbach, producer Kevin Cedergren, associate producers Al Broughton, Sam Abramson, Dave Holtzman, Casey Carter. And here's Justin Grimm with Zimmer at first base and nobody out. Grimm faced Francisco Lindor in the 8th inning yesterday in a 1-0 game, and Lindor single to right.
Zimmer over there at first base, he'll go. Grimm can't focus on him, he focuses on the hitter. Fastball, big curve by Grimm. Doesn't have a slide step that I've seen.
There goes Zimmer. And the throw is offline. And the pitch was outside. So a runner at second base with nobody out. And the count is 2-0 on Lindor.
Can't pull the throw a tad. The only way you get him, he got a great jump, is if you put the ball right on the bag. It had to be perfect. You know, struggling or not, Lindor, you know, nobody out here, 2-0 count, you'd expect him to swing away. Whatever.
He bunts foul.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. You gotta like that if you're the Royals, because just because he's struggling a little bit doesn't mean that he can't hurt you. He can get them both in, you know, any kind of a swing that he gets. But Frank Conant knows best.
Well, he got caught there in between a sacrifice and bunting for a base hit. Now he squares early, bunts it right to Moustakas. 1 out, and Zimmer goes to third.
Hey, stayed convicted, got the job done. Moose, good play. Just get the out. You got to be sure on this. Here he comes. Moose is all right. Nice step and throw. Get the out.
The biggest out for the Royals yesterday was this matchup. Grimm against Jason Kipnis. It was Kipnis who hit that line drive to deep left that John Jay ran down. That was with a runner at first and nobody out. Now he's up with a runner at third and 1 out.
Yeah, if he hits this ball here, they're going to tie it up. That saved the tie game there.
One ball, one strike. There's that good hard curveball. Talking with Dayton Moore before the game today for our weekly radio show. Dayton talked as much about acquiring Grimm's pitch, that curveball, a pitcher with that pitch, as much as he did, you know, talking about someone who has all the experience that Grimm does. And a slow roller is off of Grimm's glove. He has time and safe at first base. Merrifield came off the bag. It is an error on Grimm, and it's first and third with 1 out.
That hurts. First of all, the speedy Zimmer, a lot of guys are coming on contact, especially after he drops it. Zimmer decided not to come, so there's the easy out. Looks like he rushed the throw a little bit. It leaked. Merrifield, not an everyday first baseman. Looked like he wasn't able to keep his foot on the base without seeing the replay again on the bag, but tough chance there. I mean, you got to get it out. Cleveland dodged one.
Ball 1 to Ramirez.
That's where composure is so important. Let's see what Whitley's footwork looked like here. Well, just took him up and off the bag.
Inside on Ramirez, and it's 2-0. Now Kipnis is running, and Ramirez pulls it foul. You know, one of the things, getting back to the comments about Dayton Moore wanting someone in his bullpen with a pitch like Grimm has, a big curveball like that, you're not just effective against one side of the plate. You got a big wicked slider as a righty. You're not just going to get righties out. If he's got that curveball working, he's going to get righties and lefties out.
Yeah, because it's a 12-6 breaker on the clock.
Kipnis runs again, and Ramirez didn't mean to make contact. And the Indians are going to tie the game. And now, first base umpire Lance Barksdale is going to say that Merrifield was off the bag again.
Wow, Ramirez with a belly flop over there at first base. Huh.
And Dale Swaim is telling Ned Yost to challenge the play at first.
Very interesting. Now Whitley looked like he did a nice little job of shuffling his feet and catching that ball on the dugout side of the base, and again a squibber out of nowhere. That ball was inside, almost hit him. Now conceding the run. Now Grimm looks like he took his time getting over there. Whitley with a nice job. Looked like his foot stayed on the base to me. Okay, shifts over his foot. Huh. First base umpire looked like he had a pretty good view of it, but I think he got it with his spike. He drug his foot across there. Sometimes when you try to retouch after the initial play with your foot, if you try to retouch, that tells the umpire that you know you didn't touch the base. So Whitley looked like he did a little bit of a shuffle there with his foot, but I'm sure he caught the bag with his cleats or something.
So for now, it's an error, another error on Grimm, and an RBI for Ramirez.
Okay, watch his right foot. See how now how about there? You see his cleat rub against the bag? Well, how he missed that, the umpire.
And the call has been overturned, so Ramirez is out. So now it's 1-3 with an RBI for Ramirez. But the Indians tie the game, and now they have Kipnis at second base with 2 down. And Grimm will get Michael Brantley.
Yep. The air on the comebacker is what hurt him.
Cam Gallagher does not want to wear the shades. Brantley is singled, grounded out, and walked. 1 for 2. The Indians have 1 run on no hits in the bottom of the 8th inning. There's the curve in for a strike. Another breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-2. Before that run scored, Royals pitchers had 23 consecutive scoreless innings going back to the first inning on Friday afternoon.
Outstanding against this team. I don't care if it's 32 degrees or 95. That's good. Back-to-back Central Division title holders these guys are. They're good.
1-2 on Brantley. The Indians had a stretch of 5 consecutive division titles. After realignment, they really dominated the American League Central 5 in a row from 95 to 99. Two and 2.
Nothing wrong with that location. That's a good spot. Back him off the plate a little.
Well hit to left field. John Jay is there. The Indians get an unearned run to tie the game in the bottom of the 8th. It'll be Soler, Goins, and Escobar in the 9th. A leadoff walk and a throwing error, and they tie the game. And now the Royals will face the Indians closer Cody Allen. It'll be Jorge Soler, Ryan Goins, and Alcides Escobar. Allen saved the game on Friday afternoon, an inning that began with a leadoff walk to Soler, and then got a strikeout and a double play.
Cody Allen, big power fastball, power curve. Look for the straight one if you can. He's tough. Soler, as good as he's going today, maybe he can get a hold of one.
First base hit for him today was his first of the season. It was a clean single to right field. And he has a bloop single to center and a Sun lost double to right center field. Fastball at 92, and that pitch was riding in on Soler. Soler has faced Allen twice, and both times he walked. 1-1. Two balls, one strike.
Didn't have a lot of movement to that curve. It was kind of flat.
That's a lot of sitting around on a cold day.
That's right.
Over 2.5 hours, and then try and warm up when the temperature is 35 degrees. Soler had a good rip. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's the one right there.
Joel had Kelvin Herrera on with him after the win yesterday, and Kelvin said just that. He's like, yeah, you know, they've got some heaters out there in the bullpen, but that's a long time to be sitting out there and trying to warm up. Herrera ended up getting the job done, facing only 3, but he said it wasn't easy. Strike off the plate. Well, Soler should be frustrated about that. 1 away.
Hitting is number 1, Ryan Goins.
Frame job by Gomes, if we are to believe that that is the strike zone.
Yep. Looked off.
Oh, and 1 on Goins. He's been a part of 2 of the Indians' 3 double plays today. He grounded into a double play in the second, and he struck out on the front end of a strikeout throw out double play, and he's grounded out to second base. 0-2. And again, that appeared to be outside of the strike zone. But I don't know if guys just don't feel like arguing with Ted Barrett. There have been a lot of pitches today, both sides, that have been outside of that grid, and I haven't seen anyone turn their head and say anything to Ted Barrett.
I disagreed.
2 down.
Tough to hit that one.
You go from one pitcher, Justin Grimm for the Royals, with that hard curveball, to another guy, Cody Allen, with a very similar pitch. Effective against righties and lefties. Escobar is 0 for 3. In the dirt, ball 1. Herrera, if the Royals take the lead. Mauer if the game is tied. And the Indians have Encarnacion, Alonso, and Gomes in the bottom of the 9th. One and one. The attendance today is 14,240. It was 32 degrees at first pitch today, and that is the coldest first pitch temperature in the history of this ballpark, going back to 1994.
No mention of the wind chill. What that could be. Make it.
Three and one on Escobar. Alex Gordon is on deck. Full count. Esky put a little extra into that swing. And it takes a little extra if you're trying to go over the wall on a day like today.
Yeah, not going to happen. Esky just wants to get on base here.
Escobar has the most at bats of any Royal against Cody Allen. This is his 15th. Out to Zimmer in center field, and Allen gets the game to the bottom of the ninth inning, tied at 1. So it'll be Brandon Maurer against Encarnacion, Alonso, and Gomes.
Innings, whether it's 9 innings or more, we will wrap it up for you on Boulevard Royals Live. Jason Hamill, very impressive in his second start of the year. Monty will talk about that, plus a preview of the Mariners series as the boys in blue headed back home, reaction from Ned Yost, and much more coming up on Boulevard Royals Live. HUD, as the California native, must not like pitching with long sleeves. He's going to hang in there in the cold.
That's right. The Olu high school grad, big powerhouse athletic school there in Orange County. Power's taken over. Fastball, big curve, slider change. He's got 3 or 4 different kinds, but he's going to kind of work in that fastball slider. Mid-90s.
Yikes.
Yep. They know he's coming in with a cheddar. Be throwing that hard heater.
Oh, and 2 on Encarnacion. He is 0 for 3 today.
Great spot there. Keep her down. You going to elevate, make them do it. Oh,
got him.
Man, beautifully done. 6'6", 230 is Maurer. That's the one right there. Now, at 94, that was a good pitch to drive. He drove it, pulled it foul, but there you go. Staying out of that square, that zone, that's what you want to do. Effective strikes out of the zone. Get rid of that power hitter.
Well, they say that good late inning relievers have a short memory. And Maurer has not pitched in 8 days. And it was 8 days ago that he came on with the Royals leading in the 8th inning and gave up 3 runs to the White Sox, and the White Sox ended up winning that game 4-3. Alonso is 1 for 3 with a single. Changeup.
Fastball, slider, change. That curve or slider that he threw in Encarnacion looked like a curve, but he took a lot off of it. Had some good bite down. Changeup's effective to a left-handed batter because it moves away. There it is. There's a breaker there. Perfectly located.
.97 and upstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Alonso. And now Alonso is on with 1 out. And now Eric Gonzalez is going to run for Yonder Alonso. Again, a little recap of the situation from first base coach Sandy Alomar Jr. And now here's Gomes. He is 0 for 3 today.
When you go in as a pinch runner, you're well schooled and you understand the situation before you even get on the field. And the manager sometimes he'll tell you, hey, look, I want you to steal on the 2nd or 3rd pitch. Oh, you know, but then by the time you run out there, sometimes you lose focus of what's going on. That's what the importance of the first base coach. He's there to re-up the situation for you. And he gets the sign from Francona. If there is any signs to be given there. I think he's in there to steal the base, but just to have some speed in case he hits a gapper.
1-1 on Gomes. The Royals scored in the 5th inning on John Jay's 2-out triple, and then the Indians scored in the bottom of the 8th on a little check swing ground ball from Jose Ramirez. That scored Bradley Zimmer from 3rd. Zimmer had reached on a 4-pitch walk. That was against Tim Hill. And a sac bunt and an error with Grimm on the mound. And then a little half swing nubber. That's what tied the game. And now 1-1 in the bottom of the 9th. Fastball up is fouled straight back. 2-2.
Good location up, sets up the slider. If you can put the slider where he's put it on the other 2 hitters, that would work right here.
Gomes has only faced Maurer once before today. Just inside. 3-2.
That slider up. Could be a strike him out, throw him out situation. get that double play. It'd be really nice.
Gomes has struck out 8 times so far this year. Gonzalez runs, and it's grounded foul. Eight strikeouts in 20 at-bats. Yan Gomes. Gonzalez runs again, and Gomes fouls it back.
Gomes wants the heater, you know, and it's a better pitch for Cam Gallagher to try to throw the runner out in second, but forget about that. The hitter's the one that can hurt you. If he's got to throw a 3-2 breaking ball, go ahead. Get the out, get to 2 outs. Take your chances. You throw that hard, you're looking for a strikeout for the 3rd out. Or a sac fly. The 2 outs doesn't work. It's beautiful. Look at Whitley. Whitley's kind of holding on to the ball, seeing if he can get Gonzalez to step off the base and put the tag on him. That's good. Sometimes the base runner, when he slides in there head first, he's not looking around. He gets off the base. You can get a quick, easy out that way.
There goes Gonzalez, and another foul ball, and he stayed with the fastball. Is he in swing mode enough where you could go with the breaking ball?
I think he is, and it's dangerous swing mode. Those are really good passes on the heater. But you know, it's a competition out there, and Maurer, he believes he can blow it by him. That's what it's all about.
High and deep to left field. John Jay is at the wall, looking up, and Yan Gomes hits a 2-run walk-off home run. .35 degrees with the wind blowing into left field, and Gomes just got it over the wall. Had the ball stayed in play, the game is still probably over with Gonzalez running. And Maurer decided to stay with the fastball, and that was in a much more hittable part of the strike zone.
Sure was. And the 2 previous swings, he was right on the fastball and just fouled it off. Heck, I would have put a wrinkle on it, but you know what? Who am I? Looked really comfortable with those fastball swings.
The Indians were scoreless for the first 7 innings today, and for 23 innings going back to Friday afternoon, but they get an unearned run in the bottom of the 8th to tie it, a 1-out walk, and a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th to win it. 3-1 Cleveland. We'll be right back.